Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm glad that this panel is here today because I know how critical XM is to my district. 301 companies and 36,000 jobs in my state depend on XM reauthorization. So, Ms. Katz, I'd like to speak about your testimony. I'd like to know a little bit more about the research that went into your assertions because you seem to rely on reports from the IG and GAO as the basis for your assertions. Did you personally conduct any type of investigations into allegations of fraud or corruption at XM Bank?
I reported on what the Inspector General has issued and his reports to Congress, as well as the Government Accountability Office, and I believe that both of those bodies are considered to be pretty reputable when it comes to their reports.
Did you interview whistleblowers with direct knowledge, for instance?
No, I did not.
Okay. So you personally didn't do any investigation?
I just do data analysis.
Okay. Did you ever speak with the IG to understand their assessment as to whether the bank, in fact, is rife with fraud or corruption?
I didn't need to do that based on the numbers that the IG reported. It was pretty evident what the degree of fraud is as they reported it.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You have testified that there is a record of fraud and corruption at XM Bank, and you haven't personally conducted any investigation into such allegations, nor have you ever spoken to the IG for their views on whether such a record exists. Is that right?
Representative, their views are pretty plain, and if you would like to see the reports.
I'm just asking you, is that right?
If you'd like to see the reports in which they make those views plain, then I'd be happy to send those to you.
But is that right, what I'm asking you?
Are you asking me, am I a police detective? I'm not.
No, I didn't ask you that. I just asked you if you personally conducted any investigations or if you've ever spoken to the IG. That's all I'm asking.
I've not spoken to the IG. I've read the Office and IG's reports, and I don't do criminal investigations, but I do data analysis.
Okay, thank you. It would seem to me that on this issue of whether XM Bank is rife with employee fraud and corruption, this committee should be hearing from the folks who have firsthand knowledge about any such investigations, namely the IG. Fortunately for us, the IG sent a letter, which has been talked about. And when we take a look at the letter, the IG expressly states that since 2009, in the 71 indictments his office has secured against individuals who attempted to defraud the bank, none were against employees of XM Bank. Ms. Katz, do you agree that it's important for the public to understand that none of the indictments the IG has secured has involved XM Bank employees?
Well, the public should have all information about the bank.
But do you? I just need you to answer that question.
I think I am. The fact that that there haven't been indictments doesn't necessarily mean that there hasn't been corruption.
Right, but it doesn't mean that it has either. It seems to me pretty relevant that there are no criminal indictments or information for corruption at the bank since 2009, and that all criminal prosecutions have been brought against companies and individuals outside the bank who seek to steal taxpayers' dollars.
My testimony dealt with fraud cases specifically. I don't think that I made any allegations with reference to employee corruption. I was very careful about that.
Another thing the IG notes in his letter to the committee is that to date, his office has not developed evidence of widespread employee misconduct or systematic employee involvement in fraud schemes at the bank. And just so we're clear, up until today, were you aware that the IG's office found no evidence of any systemic employee involvement in any fraud scheme, or are you just learning that today?
I'm aware of the fraud investigations that the IG has undertaken, and that's where my focus has been.
Okay. Thank you. I yield back.